into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the short's not squeezed and the game's not won. The Tendyman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the Tendyman come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. Soon may the Tendyman come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna go put on some chill background music. There we are. All right. So here is the Q&A live stream number 1. I'm planning on doing these once a month, and I guess we'll just see where it goes from there. I will be posting this video onto YouTube, just so everybody's kind of in the loop. But the main thing is that all of the Patreon supporters get the opportunity to ask me questions and, you know, give song suggestions if you want. If you really want a song that you want to hear me make, let me know. But I guess for now, while we're waiting for a couple of people to get in here, I have a list of questions that I think people might want to know. So I will go ahead and start off with those. So, first one, hold on one second. What the fuck is going on? First one, positions. That's one question that I've gotten for a long time, but I've gotten it a lot as well. I hold only GME and AMC. For a few months, I was only holding GME, but then I decided to put a little bit more money in and have that as a separate side for AMC as well. I figured they're both pretty, I don't know, they both are pretty related. Like back in, January 28th or 27th when GME was spiking way up, AMC was also spiking way up, because I'm pretty sure AMC, that is also very shorted as well. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Let me check one thing real quick. Let me just check the stream health. Alright, yeah. No, it's looking alright. I think the problem is the internet is a little bit slower here. But anyway, moving on. How much money did you make off of the Tendyman video? This is a question that I did get a lot. And I would definitely say that I did make a bit. So my main thing about this, right? It's the kind of shitty thing that happens when you make a viral song online. There are people out there who will take that song and monetize it themselves without giving credit to the proper person. And that happened quite a lot. There was actually quite a few people on TikTok that took my song and claimed it as original audio. And there's something with TikTok. I don't really know too much about that, but the research that I did do made it seem like if your song is in 1,100 videos, I think was the example that they gave, you could make $50 off of that for TikTok, which is weird. TikTok is weird, so I'm not too worried. I'm not too bummed out about TikTok. The one thing that I am bummed out about, though, right? So, since nobody put the proper link to my YouTube video is... Oh, what's up, Felix? Hey, Felix, we're all stupid here, alright? You're talking to people who hold GME and browse Wall Street bets. There's no smart anywhere near here. But yeah, since a lot of these people put my video up on it, or I guess my song on their video without giving credit, The Tendyman, it ended up getting like tens of millions of views around the internet. All social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It was on like iFunny and stuff like that. It garnered tens of millions of views, right? And my video on YouTube isn't even at 1 million yet. When you get into the tens of millions of views on a monetized video with just one ad in the front, not multiple ads with like pre-roll or anything, but with one ad in the front and I guess also at the back, you're talking about like 5 figures. So I missed out on easily 5 figures worth of ad revenue from these guys because they took my video and they didn't give me credit. So what I'm left with is like I have what I made directly from the Tendyman, the original Tendyman video, is enough to buy like a few shares of GME, like I don't know, maybe like 10 or 15-ish shares, something like that. At the time, I looked it up. Oh, Felix, you were commenting on my Patreon post asking if the comment field was live. Oh yeah, no, it's the YouTube video. Can't you do that copyright claim thingy? Yes, and so that's a good question. I did do the copyright claim on my song, so you got to go and get the copyright license for the song, the Tendyman, which is actually a cover of the Wellerman. The Wellerman is a public domain song, and when a song is public domain, you don't have to claim any copyright. You know, the copyright holder either passed away more than 50 years ago, or something like that. And the Wellerman was made in like the 19th century. And it's public domain, so I was able to get the license for it. However, when you have a public domain song that's licensed, you still can't collect royalties off of it like you can an original song. So, case in point, I have an album on Spotify. That's all original music, and I can claim royalties, however small and insignificant they are. I think it's like $3 so far. But you can still collect royalties wherever it's played, across the internet. You can select options of where you can collect royalties from. But if it's a public domain song, like the Tendyman is a cover of, you can't do that. The only way you can make money from it is directly off of like ad revenue from YouTube, or if somebody donates money on like Bandcamp or something. It's only like direct payments that go directly to the person who posts the video. And yeah, Felix, you were saying, but like for TikTok, the way that they create the monetization is by how many videos your song is in. And let's say my song, just for this sake, the Tendyman was in 5 videos. And in those 5 videos, it got 100 million views. You know, in 5 videos. The amount of money that I would get back from those videos, if my song was the original song and I was actually credited, I would only get paid for my song being in 5 separate videos. The views don't matter at all. It's just how many videos it's in. So I think the example they gave on the TikTok like monetization Q&A was a really popular song that had millions and millions of views, but it was only in 1,000 videos. Under normal circumstances, if you had millions and millions and millions of views, they'd be getting like something around like $50,000 in ad revenue. Something like ridiculous. But since it was only in, they said 1,100 videos, it was like 1,156, they got a little over $50 because it was only in that many videos. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and I haven't really done too much delving into any of the monetization and licenses stuff. There's a lot. It's like a rabbit hole to go into because every website's different and everything just like that. But now that I've had a few videos that have gotten pretty popular, you kind of have to, you know, because this is like, these are funds that are coming directly to me so that I can make more music and make more videos to keep this going. You know, having a video that's this popular, I've been so lucky to get this video to blow up just like that. I did nothing, right? When I first saw Qui Ganchin's post about the Tendyman, you know, he just took the Weatherman by the Longest John's audio and then put his texts at the bottom. I saw that post, and a lot of people in the Reddit thread were saying somebody has to make a song about this. And so I was kind of drunk. I was just having a good time. I'm like, all right, well, you know, whatever. I saw the post. I thought that was pretty cool. Gave it an upvote. Scrolled past it. And then I was on the shitter. And I'm like, all right. At that point, I'd already been thinking about making it, but it's like, it's kind of a lot of work to do. But I'm like, all right, while I'm taking a shit, if I see this post again, I'll make it. And sure enough, I scrolled right to it, and the rest is history. Within 5 hours, within 7 hours of Qui Ganchin's original post with the lyrics, I had the first version of the Tendyman up, and that's the version that kind of blew up. And it didn't really blow up until like about a week later. On a completely unrelated note, what's in the pipeline after we all live together? Any more The Longest John's coming soon? Yes. Yes, there will be. So I have a list of songs that I want to do. So I have a YouTube set list. And quite a few people, I'm talking like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 separate people have written out all the lyrics, GME style, for 6 different songs. One of them wrote for 2 of them. How much time goes into making these songs? It depends. It depends. So to answer your first question, my next after, what's the one that I'm doing? Fucking We All Live Together. That's the next song that's going to be coming out within a week. After that, I actually had, his name is Mike. I'm only going to give you his first name. I actually didn't ask him if he was okay with me telling you his name. Either way, this Mike guy, he commissioned me he wrote me some lyrics that weren't towards a specific song. They were just kind of in the style of sort of like an Irish type song, Irish jig, Irish folk song. Either way, he said he listened to a lot of Irish songs. So the next song after We Live Together is going to be those lyrics. It's going to be an original song that I wrote, or I guess will write, and it's going to be pretty cool. The verses are going to be more like a poem writing. So there will be like underscoring of music, and then I'll kind of say the verse, I'll just speak it, but then the choruses are all going to come together, and then I'll start singing the chorus in like sea shanty style, with like a cappella, where you have a bunch of voices on top of the music that's already there. And my ideas for it so far are pretty exciting, and I'm actually really excited to get to doing that. So in the next, within the week, I'd say within like 5 days, I'm going to have We All Live Together posted. I think next Wednesday is like the final cutoff date, because there's still some licensing stuff that I'm working with. So yeah, then is that commissioned piece, and I don't know what I'm going to call it next. After that, and I've had a lot of people ask me about this one, I'm going to do Leave Her, Johnny, Leave Her by the Longest John's. I've gotten a lot of requests to do that one, and I think somebody had actually written out the lyrics, but I can't find it. I cannot find the lyrics, and I'm kicking myself because I have like half of the other songs, like, this might be blown out on the camera, but it's just a whole lyric list of all the songs and the lyrics that I've got, with the usernames of the people who wrote them for me. If somebody did write me Leave Her, Johnny, Leave Her, I don't have it on my phone. So I'm bummed about that. Either way, writing the lyrics, and funny enough, writing the lyrics for a song that already has lyrics is not as difficult as it seems. Because the hardest part for writing lyrics is to literally create something from nothing. You need to create like, what is it called when it's like, she was like a dandelion blowing in a metaphor. You need to create these metaphors and everything and make it work together. And creating lyrics like that is hard, but if the metaphors and all the lyrics and the nouns and the verbs and the pronouns and everything are already there, you can just change a couple things and make it work for whatever you're doing, whatever subject matter you're working on. Any chance Off to Sea will be covered eventually? Let me check, because I might actually have that in my list. I've already written Off to Sea. So let me list off the songs that I already have written out. So from Antioch Orantes, I have Retirement Song by the Longest Johns. That's actually a really good one. From J Bum Style, I have Hammer Point North. I think that's more like a punk rock type song, kind of like the Fat Dip that I made the other day. From Gran Knyaz Petka, I have One Day More by Elaine Perky, and then JMKP Ohio. He was the one who did the two songs by the Clancy brothers. He wants, or he wrote the lyrics. These are all people who wrote lyrics for me. He wrote Holloway Joe and Whiskey is the Life of Man. So those are all the songs that I have the lyrics for right now. But Off to Sea, Felix, is Off to Sea by the Longest Johns? Because if it is, that'd be... Because Longest Johns, their production that they have, and whoever mixes their music, does an incredible job to where when I go to listen to it back to try to listen for all the parts, it's super easy. You can hear everything. It's like wide. If I just have to hear the left speaker or the left channel, I just pan it all the way left and I only have... you know, the left voices in my ear, and it's super, super easy to find the harmonies and the melodies for that. But Off to Sea, Felix, how about this? I'll write it down on my list. And what I do, so hold on one second. Off to Sea. So what I do, I listen to the songs that are on my list, because I don't know all of them, or I haven't heard all of them. And, oh, it is by the Longest Johns. Cool. So I listen to them, and this is the fun part about making music. It's like you get to choose the song that you want to do. And one thing that I found out, so when I was doing, what song? It was the Assassin's Creed one, the My Mother Told Me. Oh, so I had just gotten back from being out of town for about a week. And I'm like, all right, I just need a quick song. It's been about 10 days since I posted the last video. I kind of want to get another one out there and, you know, make something so that people kind of stick around and understand and know that I'm still making stuff and not just left out of the blue. So I'm like, I'm going to pick a quick and easy song. I'm going to do My Mother Told Me. Somebody suggested that to me. And I'm like, oh, you know, listening to it, it doesn't really seem too hard. A fucking week later, and I'm like barely halfway through. It sounds bad. I don't have the vocals tuned yet. I didn't really have that great of takes. And it's just like, it just sounds like a jumbled mess. It was like partially mixed, and I was just like, so I don't know. I just didn't want to do it. What is the word? Disheartened or whatever from doing it. It just wasn't sounding great, and I'm like, I don't want to do it, but I like powered through it, and at the end of it, it wasn't until like the last 2 days of mixing and editing that it really started coming together, and now I like the end result. But the entire way, I wasn't a huge fan of like the harmonies and whatnot, so while I was making it, I was having a harder time enjoying it. And this is the thing. This is why I have a whole list of other songs that the lyrics aren't written for them yet, but they're like popular songs, like, of course, Rocket Man, Sound of Silence. I've got Let It Be, but Let It Squeeze. Down by the Bay. Sitting in the dock by the bay. Love that song. And a few other ones. Like, I love all parts of all of those songs. Every single individual instrument is fun to play. And so stuff like that, that's the stuff that I really enjoy playing, and I will really enjoy recording. And that's the biggest thing, is when I go to record all of these songs, I have to like what I'm doing, and I have to like every part of it, or else it's just going to get boring, and I'm going to start procrastinating, and it'll take longer to make and all that. So I definitely like to choose the songs that I know I'm going to enjoy making. Oh, Felix said, my mother told me goes really well while play at Valheim. Haha, perfect. Yeah. No, it's from Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So of course, yeah, no, it goes really, really well. Oh, yeah. Yep, that is a bop. I agree with you. So yeah, other than that, so the upcoming songs, I've got, what's the name? We All Live Together from Warframe. And then an original song. And then, what was it? Leave Her, Johnny, Leave Her by The Longest Johns. And then after that, it's kind of up in the air. So I'd say, Felix, you were asking earlier, how long does it take me to write a song? So it depends on the song. And it also depends if I'm making a music video. So the Fat Dip, oh my gosh. So it took a long time, but that was probably one of my most favorite videos and songs that I've ever worked on so far. I was working with a couple of buddies of mine from back from college. We were all roommates, and they were all both incredible musicians. And Dom, he was the one who mixed it. Insane mix engineer. He is by far the best mix engineer that I know, by a long shot. And he's really good at mixing that style of music. But basically that was the song that took me the longest, because not only I was collaborating with 2 other people, but also to make the video. That took about 2-3 weeks to make, and that was of like constant, like go type of thing. The Tendyman, that took me 2 hours to make from start to finish, but that was the original version, the one with the gray ship and the gray background and all that. I don't like listening to that version. I'm not a fan of that one. It's like, it's out of tune. It's just, I've heard that over and over and over and over, having to mix it over and over and over, and I corrected everything in the updated version, in the full version, and the updated acapella version. So going back to the original one and hearing all the mistakes that I had corrected for the new versions, it's just like nails on a chalkboard to me. I don't like listening to it. I'm really happy that everybody else loves it. And I had a few comments of people saying that, what was it? They liked the authenticity of the first version. And I can see that. I can definitely see that. It's not overproduced. It just kind of sounds like a guy in his, wife's boyfriend's basement just singing into a microphone. And it kind of works. But that was the song that, yeah, when the quality is not perfect, because I try to get it perfect, but when the quality is not perfect, 2 hours for like a 4-part a cappella song it's quick. Don't get me wrong, I was like lightning quick. But for a normal a cappella, probably a day. If I wasn't looking to perfect it, and I was just looking to get the lines down, and I went boom, 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 and got them all done, probably a day, maybe 2 days. But what I really like to do is to take my time, go back through, make sure I get really good takes for instruments, vocals, everything. I also add a little bit of tuning. I tune it just a little bit for the vocals, just to make it precise. I'm really big into perfection. So Felix, you said, yeah, I can imagine working with others is a ton of fun, but obviously much more work to do. Yes. Yeah. And for, I keep forgetting the name. We All Live Together. It's a song I've been working on for like 2 weeks. I'm collaborating with somebody right now. I'm real excited. It's a female vocalist, and that's really what this song needed, was a female vocalist on top of, you know, my vocals, because it's gonna be like a whole sort of like choir of vocals singing all at once. It's really cool. It's very powerful and it's very cool. So, like you were saying, it does take a little bit longer to collaborate with somebody, because you have to, you know, first send them the idea and kind of go back and forth, you know, kind of shoot the shit and make sure that they understand my creative wants and needs for this project, and then also work with them so that they're comfortable doing whatever they're doing. And you gotta wait for them to record and get you the files back, and then you mix the files, and that's kind of standard. But it does take a little bit longer, but it's definitely worth it in the long run. I can tell you 100%, 120% that it's definitely worth it, because I know what I can do, and once you do the same thing for long enough, you kind of get into a rut and you don't really branch out creatively. And so when somebody else comes in and brings their new worldview and form of creativity within it all, it's like a million times better. And she's already an incredible singer. I already watched some of her other stuff, and she has a YouTube channel. I'm gonna make sure to link it in the video. I've dealt with people not giving me credit. I do not tolerate people who don't give credit. I will always give credit precisely where credit is due, no matter what. So she's gonna be in the link, because, well, you know, as an artist, to steal from another artist without giving them credit is just like the worst. It's like the mortal sin that you can commit against someone who's doing the same thing as you, and it's just bad manners as well. So I definitely appreciate. Earlier today, all right, on the same note, earlier today, Domo Capital Management. Oh my God, they posted my Tendyman video on their channel here, or on their Twitter. Let me show you real quick. Domo Capital Management. Look at this. It's on their fucking Twitter. And then I sent them a message too. And I'm like, hey, thanks for giving me credit and yada, yada, yada. They're like, you're welcome. Now you need to make a new one with Domo. I'm like, I just might have to do that. That'd be cool. That'd really be cool. I don't know what I would do. But I'd do something. It'd be just like a quick little, maybe I could make a jingle for Domo Management. It'd be like one of those like commercial, like, hey, welcome to Domo Management. Welcome to Domo Management. Thank you. Beautiful. Perfect. I just snap that, take a clip of that, send it on over to Domo. They'll love it. They put it right into their commercial. But yeah, credit is a big thing. So I'll go on. I'll answer a couple more questions, but it's getting to about a half hour long here. So Felix, if you have any more questions, or if anybody else has any other questions, send them my way. In closing thoughts, I'm going to answer a couple more questions that I've written down. So instruments. So what instruments do I play? I felt like a couple people asked me this in Reddit. So my main instrument is piano. I started playing when I was like 7, and I had like an angsty phase in middle school when I was like between the ages of like 12 and like 15. And I'm like, no, piano's lame. I want to play guitar, Mom. And she's like, okay, you can do that. We never said you couldn't. And I'm like, yeah, I'm my own man. So then I picked up guitar a little bit, and I played that a little bit. I can still kind of play. But I'm definitely not as good as piano on guitar. And then the other main instrument that I play is drums. The drum set, hold on, let me see, you guys are still making sure. I gotta make sure you guys are seeing this. So my drum set is right now completely demolished. You see that? Because, well, first of all, because you can see the kick drum, it's kind of, well, right there is the head, one of the heads of the kick drum. If I move the, yeah, so that's right there. That's the kick drum. It should be right there. But what I had to do was take it completely off. So for the song that I'm currently working on that I always forget the name of, Together Something, fucking, I needed to take the drum and actually record that separately. So that's why these two overheads are still up over here. I have another kick mic down there, and then I actually have another mic on the other side of the room. That was in the Patreon video. You already saw that. But I had to take the drum set completely apart, and this workspace here is just absolutely littered. I got hammers, I got pipe wrenches, I got other tools that I don't know what they do, but they say they're good for stuff. That's the metal sound. You're gonna be hearing that in the next week. Stuff is just strewn all over. But once I finish everything, I'm just gonna clean it all up. I do not like working in a cluttered, messy workspace. So, and I also like just pitter-pattering on the drums. R.I.P. drums. But yeah, drums is the next instrument that I'm most comfortable on. I'd say the most two comfortable instruments are piano and drums for me. But I play guitar, bass guitar. I have a bunch of like smaller instruments. I got the melodica, harmonica. I got a wooden Native American flute that I play a lot when I'm playing CSGO. It's pretty simple to play. You just kind of blow. But yeah, no, it's mainly just the main instruments: piano, guitar, bass, drums, and vocals. So like those main five. And I don't know, it was kind of just like a wish type of thing when I was growing up. I'm like, man, I wish I could play all those instruments. And so I just kind of slowly learned. I actually taught myself how to play drums, and when I was going to college, there was just an open drum set in the band room. I'm like, oh, well, might as well. 3 a.m, perfect time to play some drums. Yeah, my roommate didn't like me. When I would come back at like 5 a.m. and I'd be like, he's like, shut the fuck up, I gotta wake up in 3 hours. Yeah. So, I guess on that note, that'd be a good note to end the stream on. So, thank you very much for joining me today. This is actually went a little bit longer than I was expecting. Maybe 34 minutes. Wow, look at that. All right. Well, stay tuned. I have a lot of great stuff coming up that I was just telling you about, and I'm really excited about all of it. And I guess in the meantime, I will see you later.